Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today we will see Java interview questions one by one. First is define copy constructor. Copy constructor in a Java is a constructor that initializes an object through another object of the same class. Second question is explain the memory storages available in JVM. The JVM uses different areas of memory to store data and manage our program while it's running. Here are some main parts. First is heap. This is where all objects of our program created are stored. For example, if our program creates a new student object and it's stored in heap, this is a part of the memory. It's shared among all the threads running in our program. Basically, thread is nothing but it's like a separate pathway that allows a program to perform multiple tasks simultaneously. Second is stack. Each thread in our program has its own stack. This is where Java keeps track of what methods are being called and what local variables are being used. For example, if our program calls method to calculate the grade, a frame is created on the stack with all the local variables like a grade and score. Third is method area. Method area is the shared area where JVM stores information about classes in our program. It includes things like as a structure of each class, like its method, variable, constant, static variable. For example, if our class book has the static variable like total books, this information is stored here. Fourth part is program counter register. This is a part keeps track of the JVM instruction that currently being executed. For each thread, if it's running in Java, then loop method, the PC register points to the current iteration in that loop. Fifth is native stack memory. This is similar to the stack, but it is specifically used for the parts of your computer that are written in a language other than the Java, like C or C++. For example, if our Java program uses a native method to perform the system level task in C, this method's execution details are stored in the native method stack. Third question is why strings are immutable in Java? String full requires the string to be immutable. Otherwise, shared references can be changed from anywhere. Security because strings is shared on different areas like as a file system, networking connection, database connection. Having immutable string allows you to be secure and safe because no one can change the reference of the strings once created. Fourth question is can multiple instances of the JVM run simultaneously on the single machine? Answer is yes. We can run the multiple Java virtual machines at the same time on one computer. Each JVM works on its own, running separate Java programs without interfering with each other. This is useful when we want to keep the different Java applications separate so that it don't clash or if one has the problem then it doesn't affect on the another. Fifth is, can application be run without installing JRE? Answer is, we can't run Java application without the JRE because it has some essential tools and libraries that needs to be work for the Java program. But there are some cool tools such as the JLink and Gal JVM in newer version of the Java that lets us bundle our Java application with its own little version of the JRE. Sixth question is what are the memory allocation available in Java? A Java has five major memory allocation. First is class memory, second is heap memory, next is stack memory, fourth is program counter memory, and fifth is native method stack memory. Seventh question is it possible to have the JDK without installing the JRE? Answer is no. The JDK contains the JRE if it's not possible that have the JDK without JRE as it contains essential components of running Java application and which JDK is also uses for the development. Eighth question is the JVM is platform independent. The JVM machine itself needs to be specific operating system, like as a Windows, Mac OS, Linux, which means it's not a platform independent. But however, we can say that Java programs we can write are the platform independent. This means we can write the Java program once and can run on any operating system as long as it has appropriate JVM installed. Ninth question is what is JIT? JIT stands for Just-in-Time Compiler. It increases the efficiency of an interpreter by compiling the bytecode in the runtime. JIT compiles the code to machine level directly for the higher speed of the code. Next question is what is the class loader? A class loader in Java is a subsystem of the Java virtual machine dedicated to load the class files when a program is executed. Class loader is the first one to load the executable file. Java has the Bootstrap extension application class loaders. 10th question is will the program run if I write the specific public void main? Answer is yes. We can write static public void main. The program will successfully execute if written so because in Java there is no specific rule for order the specific place in the program. 11th question is what is the output of the code segment as given below. In this program, first system.out.println statement has given 100 plus 100. It is considered as plus sign is considered as addition and in next print statement 100 plus 100 is considered as a character because initially we have used a string and so it is concatenated as a string. So answer is as given below. 13th question is what is the default value stored in the local variable? Neither the local variable nor any primitives and object variable have any default value stored in them. 14th question is what is object cloning? An ability to recreate an object completely similar to the existing object in program is known as the object cloning in Java. Java provides the clone method to clone an existing object offering same functionality as the original object. 15th question is what is the wrapper classes in Java? In Java, when you declare the primitive data types, then wrapper classes are responsible for converting them into the object. We can say reference types. Next question is define singleton classes in Java. In Java, you make the constructor of a class as the primitive, then that particular class can be generate only one single object. This is the type of class called as singleton class. So what is a singleton class? When you make the constructor of the class as the primitive, then particular class can generate only one singleton object. Next question is, can you implement pointers in a Java program? Java Virtual Machine takes care of the memory management implicitly. Java's major motto was to keep programming simple. So accessing memory directly is not recommended action and hence pointers are eliminated in Java. What is an marker interface? A marker interface can be defined as the interface having no data and member function. It is simpler in simpler term, an empty interface is called as marker interface. For example, serializable and clonable. Next is differentiate between instant and local variable. Instance variable are declared inside the class and the scope is limited to only a specific object. Local variable can be defined anywhere in the method or the specific block of code. Also the scope is limited to the blocks of the code where the variable is declared. Then what is the difference between young generation and old generation memory spaces? In Java, memory management, the heap space is split into the two main areas. the young generation and the old generation. Each of the specific role is the garbage collection. The young generation is where all the new objects are initially placed. It's smaller and cleared out frequently as the most of the new objects don't last long. It consists of three parts. First is hidden space where the new objects start and second is two superviewer spaces where object moves if they survive initial garbage collection in Eden. If the object continue to be used to survive multiple garbage collection, these spaces they are eventually moved to the old generation. The old generation is also known as tenured generation. It is larger and holds the objects that have been around for a while. Next question is what is exception? An exception in a Java is considered as unaccepted event that can disrupt the normal flow of the program. These events can be fixed through the process of the exception handling. 22 question is what is a final keyword in Java? The term final is preferred word in the Java that used while declaring values to be variable. When a value is declared using the final keyword, then the value of the variable remains as the constant throughout the program execution. Next question is what is a JDK? Mention the variants of JDK. JDK is the abbreviation for the Java Development Kit. It is a combination of package of the GRE and developer tool used in designing the Java application and packages and applets. Oracle has the following variants. First is JDK Standard Edition and second is JDK Enterprise Edition. Third is JDK Micro Edition. Next question is what happens when JVM we run Java program from the command line until the program terminates. When we run a Java program from a command line, the Java virtual machine JVM begins with the loading the main class and necessary additional classes from the compiled files. It then checks the sets of these classes and makes sure that everything is correct and ready for the execution. The program is officially start when JVM launches the main method. Start the programmed tasks such as the computation or the file operation. Throughout its run, JVM manages the multiple tasks like as memory allocation and cleans up unused memory automatically through the garbage collection. Finally, the program concludes either when the main method is complete or it's terminated with the command like as the system.exit. At this point, the JVM shut down and freeing that resources and performing any necessary cleanup. Next question is what happens when the main method isn't declared as a static? When the main method is declared as a static, then the program may be compiled perfectly but ends up with an serious ambiguity, throws and runtime error that is no such a method error. Next question is what is the association? An association is defined as the relationship that no ownership over the another. For example, a person can be associated with the multiple banks, and the bank can be associated with the multiple peoples, and one own that other. Next question is explain the Java string pool. A collection of string in a Java heap memory is referred as Java string pool. So in the case you try to create a new string object, JVM first checks that the presence of the object in the pool. If the available then the same object reference is shared with the variable, else new object is created. Next question is define packages in Java. The package is a collective bundle of the classes and interfaces along with the necessary libraries and jar files. The use of the package helps to code reusability. Another question is why is Java not completely object oriented? Java is considered as 100% purely object oriented programming language because it still makes use of it or more primitive data types like as end, float, double, etc. Is being the compiler or interpreter based? Sorry, is Java being compiler based or interpreter based? Basically, compiler use Java C. When we write the Java code, it is first compiled by the Java compiler. This compiler translates our Java source code into the Java program of the bytecode dot class file, which is an intermediate platform independent code. Now, interpreter comes into the picture. The Java virtual machine then interprets this bytecode. The interpreter within the JVM reads the bytecode and translates it into the machine code for the execution. Next question is, can you please tell me about the difference between JVM, JRE and JDK? The JVM, JRE, JDK are the core components of the Java programming. The JVM or Java Virtual Machine is where our Java program run. It's like as an engine that drives the Java application. The JRE or the Java Runtime Environment contains the JVM and also libraries Java program need to be run. It's like a package that necessary to run Java program. Lastly, JDK or the Java Development Kit contains everything in the JRE plus tools, compilers, and debug the needed development Java application. So, if we want to run the Java programs, we need the JRE. But if we create them, then we need the JDK. Next question is explain JVM architecture in details. The JVM has few main parts that help Java programs. First, there is the class loader which loaded the Java files into the JVM. Then we have the memory areas which is like as a memory space where the memory space program data is stored while it runs. Next is the execution engine. This part takes the Java special code called as a bytecode and turns it into the simple instructions that our computer can understand and follow. It also uses a trick called as just-in-time compilation to make everything run faster. Lastly, there Java native interface and native method libraries. These help Java programs work with other types of programs not written in Java, allowing the flexibility. Now, let's understand about the example. Suppose we have the Java class named as abc.java. When we start our program, the JVM class loader reads the Java file and loads the program information such as method into the JVM. The JVM allocates the memory for our program in the memory area. This includes for the string class and the method called stack and space for any object we create in our program. The execution engine takes over next. It reads the bytecode and converts it into the instruction that computer processors can execute. It takes help of the just-in-time compiler which optimizes the bytecode into the faster machine code as the program runs, especially the focusing parts of the code that are used frequently. If our program includes any native method code is written, like as C or C++, Java native interface handles the iteration, allowing our Java program to be used these non-Java methods. If our program includes native methods, okay guys, thank you for watching the video. Make sure subscribe the video and press the bell icon.